Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the K Reed Show. Hi, I'm K Reed. It's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful day. If you're just not tuning into the building right now, man, on today's show, we have an excellent man, actor, thespian, man, who's been around for many years, doing great things. You may have seen this man right now in front of you in all kind of films as far as Ghost Dad, Baby Boy, The Gospel, The Candy Shop, Christmas in Compton, one of my favorites. Okay. Guns and Grounds, Banging, Before I Do, all types of programs and TV shows. If I list them all, we'll be here for like 45 minutes.
At least 45.
On this K Reed Show, we have Mr. Omar Gooding. What's up, baby?
What's happening, baby? Good to see you, my brother.
Good to see you too, man. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm blessed and highly favored, my friend. How are you?
I'm chilling, man. Relaxing, man. Before we get started, man, first of all, it's an honor to have you on the K Reed Show, man. You're a legend. You've been doing your thing for a long time. I'll come up watching you, bro. It's an honor to have you on the show, man.
Thanks, fam.
Cool. We're going to kick it, man, and just kick it right quick, man. Before we get started, I got to ask you something, bro. A lot of people probably don't ask this question, but the past 3 years been kind of a whirlwind. I'm talking about 2020 as far as the pandemic, the police brutality, just the world's been in a crazy place. It seems like now we're coming out of that a little bit, just a little bit. How have your spirits maintained, bro, in these past 3 years?
Well, the good thing is I'm 46 years old and I have two kids. One is 6 and one is 4. So right at the beginning of the pandemic, I had been a newly, just became a father, basically. Again, for the second time. You know what I mean? So they've kept my spirits up. It's been easy to push on and start new ventures. You know, you mentioned my extensive acting career. I also do music. You know, I have another album dropping October 19th, which is my birthday of this year. I started a series. Yeah. Thanks, bro. I started a series. I signed to Disney. So when I signed to Disney a few years back, we started a series called Saturdays. So I want to talk about Saturdays for a minute. It is an all-black cast for the Disney show. This program is executive produced by Norman Vance Jr. You know him from Roll Bounce and Girlfriends, and executive produced also by Marseille Martin, which you know her from Blackish. She was the young girl on Blackish. She's one of our executive producers at the age of 18. So God is good. Wow. Now, we filmed a series called Saturdays about a roller skating rink in Chicago. It's about the skating culture in Chicago. So I was excited. You know, I talk about my kids. I love being a dad, man. It's a program that everybody could watch. You know what I mean? It's about the Black culture in Chicago, the roller skating culture, but it's got a little bit of everything for everybody. It's got animation. It's got choreography. Yo-Yo is part of the cast for the little bit older heads, as we like to call ourselves. Golden Brooks plays my wife on the show, and we have great chemistry. Yeah, man, you know her from Girlfriends. So the show is really great, man. It's got a nice core of young talent: Danielle Jolliday, Daria Johns, Peyton Basnight, Timothy Johnson Jr., Jermaine Harris. And these guys, they're very, very talented. They're the future of the industry. So I'm very excited to be a part of that show. So we have that. I also do stand-up as well as comedy. I opened up a comedy room, right? So this weekend on October 6th and 7th, I'm doing a big Libra show. We've got 4 shows at the Atlanta Comedy Theater in Norcross, Georgia, right? So in Norcross, if you're out in the area, come pull up and have a good time, man. You get them pre-sale tickets online at Showtix. You go on the link in my bio. If you follow me on Instagram, at Omar Gooding, easy to find, click the link in my bio, you'll see all of my upcoming shows. So I've got a lot of show dates touring. I do Atlanta, then I go to Ohio, a couple more shows in Texas. I got a gig out in Oklahoma City, all this before the year is out. So to long-windedly answer your question, just staying busy, staying prayed up, and my kids keep me very busy as well.
Yeah, man. Well, that's good stuff, brother. Good stuff, brother. Let me ask you a question, bro. There's some good things we got coming up, and I love that y'all bringing back to me the old school television shows to where comedy and it's a script and it's just that feel good, man.
Absolutely.
We missed that. We need that, bro.
Yeah, we definitely need it, man. After the run that I had in the 90s, hanging with Mr. Cooper and Smart Guy and shows like that, it seemed like there was a break in that. You know, the old school 90s sitcoms that I grew up in went away, you know. And it was interesting because then I transitioned into movies. Shout out to John Singleton, R.I.P., who saw me in Smart Guy.
Yeah.
He saw me also in a movie called Freedom Song about the first sit-ins in Mississippi.
Yeah.
And I had a very small role, but he saw something in me and offered me a chance to be in the movie that he just wrote called Baby Boy. And as you all know, that worked out well. And that was what enabled me to transition into movies and having serious roles. Like another movie I want to talk about really, really quick, because you talk about the pandemic. When the pandemic hit, right?
Yeah.
When the pandemic hit, I was negotiating to do a film called AM Radio about like a reclusive man that works on AM radio. He has his own show, but he's a little bit, he's dealing with mental health issues, right? So during the pandemic, this is something that really hit home, you know? So when we had negotiated it and everything stopped, I got with the director, Ricky Burchell, and we kind of had a one-on-one and said, you know what, I think if we cut some corners and you know, we stay safe, I think we can get this thing done. Okay. So I flew out to Tennessee. We had a small skeleton crew, and we made this motion picture that I'm very, very proud of. Again, it's called AM Radio. Now, when I advertised it, a lot of people thought I had a new AM radio show. Right. And I was like, no, it's a movie called AM Radio, written and directed by Ricky Burchell. You can catch it everywhere. It's on Amazon Prime, Tubi. It's pretty much streaming just about everywhere. But it's really, really deep, and it's emotional. You'll laugh. You'll definitely cry. Yeah. And it was shot in between the pandemic. Like, I'm talking in the heat of the pandemic. Like, the day before I had to do some of my more emotional scenes, I turned on CNN and I saw what happened to George Floyd. You know what I mean? So I was able to channel all of that. Yeah. I was able to release, because a lot of my entertainment is therapy. You know what I mean? So we had a good time doing that. But then, you know, to get back to the lighter side of things, I'm excited about the series Saturdays, because also, not only is it on the Disney Channel, if you don't have the Disney Channel, it's also on Disney Plus. So it's streaming. We got 15 episodes on Disney Plus that you can watch right now. Yeah. If you don't happen to have either one of those, you can go on YouTube, type in Saturdays, like the day of the week, for Disney, and you can catch a couple episodes there as well.
Dope. I'm glad you brought that up a little bit earlier about what we was talking about just now. Mm-hmm. I always say it like this: it's two things. It's passion and it's talent.
Right.
Some people have passion and no talent.
Copy that.
Some people have talent and no passion.
Yeah.
But a brother like yourself, an actor, producer like yourself, has both passion and talent. Right. So piggybacking a little bit of what you just spoke about, how important, in your opinion, is it for an actor or anybody that's creative doing something they believe in to have both passion and talent?
Well, it's very important. I mean, you know, for me, I come from a background of entertainers. My father was a singer in the 70s, Cuba Gooding Sr. He had hits like Everybody Plays the Fool, Just Don't Want to Be Lonely, Rolling Down the Mountainside. You know, it was a big deal in the 70s. My mother was also a singer. So it was in the blood. You know what I mean? Yeah. This wasn't something my brother now, you know, same mother and father, he sought out being an actor. He went to acting classes. He got an agent, went the longer route, so forth and so on. Yeah. Finally got his big break in Boys in the Hood. Then a few years later, he wins his Oscar, right? Me, I'm 10 years younger than him. Well, nine and some change. And the way I got on, I went to pick up a script for him at his agent's office. And she saw me, just took one look at me and said, man, that smile, the way you talk and pronounce your words at such an early age, why don't I send you on some auditions? Would you like to be an actor? I was like, I hadn't even thought about it. But I asked my mom, begged my mom, and she was like, you know, you need to stick to school. That's your brother's thing. And I was like, just let me take a shot at it. And I went out on 2 auditions in one day and I booked one of them. You know what I mean? And for me, even before that, you know, I was in all of the talent shows. I was writing lyrics and reading them while the kids was rapping, like the 6th graders. I was in 4th grade, and they're sitting there having little ciphers, and I'm walking in with my little paper, and oh, go ahead, Lil, what you want? And I'm busting my little raps and stuff. Yeah, so it's always been in me. You know what I mean? It's something. If you watched footage of my father on stage back in the day, entertainers, they entertained. You know what I mean? It wasn't like soundtracks or choreographed dancers in the background or nothing about they just singing. No, they got down. So it's in the blood. And I just think it's something, it's important, especially if you have a kid and you say, oh man, he's got a little charisma and he's got a smile. Let's push him into acting. You don't want to push them in anything. You want to let it be their choice, because that's when they're passionate about it. You know what I mean? And I found it. Ironically, the one thing that happened, you remember a show called Star Search back in the day?
Of course.
Might be a little. So Star Search, they had a kids version. It was like Junior Star Search or Kids Star Search, whatever it was. And they had one category, it was acting. And I saw two kids come out and they sat down at a table across from each other and they read their little lines and they got up and walked off stage. And I remember thinking to myself, that looks easy. I can do that.
Yeah.
That's like the only thought I had of ever trying to be an actor. And then like a few months later, I got the opportunity to try it out. And, the rest was history.
Dang. So from jump, you kind of already knew within that you had something greater inside of you. You knew you could do it.
Yeah, at a young age, definitely. I mean, I remember feeling it was weird, man. I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is easy. That's a weird thought to have as a kid, and it almost saddened me. It almost saddened me. So I was like, man, all I'm going to do, I'm going to go out, I'm going to win, and I'm going to get all this money. I'm like, boring. What? I'm going to go back in time and shake him. No, it's listen, save it all. No, but no, it's definitely something that I knew. You know what I mean? I was always connected to everything. Everyone always said I'm wise beyond my years. How did you know that song after hearing it one time? And I just repeatedly singing it. Like, how you know that song? So it's always been in me. So it was a no-brainer with me. People are like, how's it like to be an actor? And how's it like to be around all these celebrities and your dad being famous? And I'm like, it was normal.
Yeah.
I thought everybody's dad was on TV and brothers was winning Oscars. Like, I didn't know that this was, something unique to me that I was supposed to feel special about. You know what I mean? So.
Right. I get that vibe from you too, man. One thing I can say, and this is real talk, bro. A lot of times when you have celebrities that have siblings, you got one cat, this is this cat, this is this cat. But with you and your brother, man, Cuba, you guys are two different cats.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, and this is real talk. Omar Gooding is known for Omar Gooding. I didn't know y'all was brothers until about maybe 13 years ago. You get
Copy that. That was a couple people a lot sooner than that. I post some stuff with him and I supporting each other. People go, wait a minute. Oh, get out of here. I didn't realize. And I'll be like, yeah, man. And it wasn't by design. I mean, in a perfect world, we probably would have been a little more supportive of each other in front of the camera type of thing. Like, every time he had a movie premiere, I was there, but he'd be more single-mindedly trying to get his thing done and be like, come on, man, get inside. I'm like, get inside nothing. I'm gonna work this red carpet, brother. I got stuff to promote too. Like, you going inside and sit down, man. I gotta, I'm trying to get another job. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't butt heads, but there is a gap. 10 years that's a big gap. If we were like a couple years apart, everybody would know we're brothers. Like, realistically, like we'd be in the same circles. Yeah. But he has a whole different crew of friends.
Good
gap. Yeah. That's a generation basically. 10 years, a whole decade. You know what I mean? He was break dancing and shit. And I was rapping, I was like, this is my era. He wanted to sing. I'm like, I want to rap. Like, this is, I was hip hop is where I was born, and he was more back in the 70s and stuff like that. So,
And he was word. Mm-hmm. Especially a question, Omar. In Hollywood today, what do you think we got to do, talking about us, to get more films produced and directed? You talked about Baby Boy, how John Singleton started at 21 years old?
Yeah, he started early. Yeah, he went to film school, went the long route.
So I feel like, what do we got to do to have more films produced and directed by us, and just have more than just 2 or 3 that come out a year? I'm talking about like a slew of movies coming out, man. What do we got to do, man, to make that happen, man?
Well, we gotta instill in our youth that there are more options to us than what they say there are. You can be a director, a writer, a producer. You can work on sets and in movies. There's a lot of jobs for us in the entertainment industry that we're not aware that are for us. We're engineered to think that we can only do this, only play that role, only a handful of directors, writers, producers. No, let them start at a young age. Let them be creative at a young age and grow into the role and be well-equipped and ready to get that job, to pitch their script, to pitch their role, to say, what, I've written these here. I went to film school, I stayed in school. I wasn't messing around. I got good grades. I went ahead and, if I didn't make it to college, I went to a junior college, or I studied here, or I studied there, or this and that, or I went to this school and so forth, and they'll get the opportunities because, it's getting back. It seemed like back in the day, it was talent driven, the industry itself, for a while. I mean, other than the racism that we had to avoid, that we're still fighting to this day, it was talent driven. If you were the best, then you got the job. And then it went away from that. It got weird. Like even the actors, we struggled with losing roles to like rappers. You know, there was a whole rapper phase. Remember DMX and Tyrese and all these, all these other young. But I mean, these guys are taking roles away from actors, and you just like, damn, what, you know? But it seems like it's getting back now. It's like, okay, look, we don't just watch something just to be watching something. If they can't act or they can't do it, we'll just let them do a movie on Tubi or something. But if we go into the movies, we want to be entertained by somebody that can do their job. So it's just about empowering our youth at a young age to know that they can get these jobs. They can be directors and writers and producers and creators of content, and you know, be behind the scenes running the show.
Right. Dope, man. I ain't gonna hold you too long. I know you're a busy man, bro. Actually, a couple more things before I let you out of here. How does one tap in to different roles? We've seen you play 100 different roles. We've seen you play comedy. We've seen you play teenager. We've seen you play executive in the gospel movie. You know what I'm saying? We've seen you play gangster and baby boy, but then you got saved as a Christian. So many different roles. How does an actor tap into each role, and then after you tap into that role, let go of that role?
So I'll give you the generic answer, and then I'll give you my answer. You know, generically, basically, you know, as an actor, you have to study, you have to prepare, you have to do your research. Whatever the role is, you want to have the most knowledge about that role as possible. Trust me, I've been thrown into roles and been like, oh my God. Like I did a series where I had to play the head nurse, right? He was a male doctor, he was a nurse, he was the head nurse, but he was running this hospital. And we had to learn so much medical jargon that I didn't know. I didn't go to medical school, you know what I mean? But I had to learn the lines like I knew it. And it's harder to understand, to memorize things if you can't really comprehend the words and the meaning of them. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know what you're saying and you get the gist of a scene, you pretty much got it down. You can wing it if you have to. But if you literally don't know what you're saying, then you're not going to be able to pull it off. Right? So you have to be prepared. Whatever role you're going to audition for, study for, or accept, make sure you've done your research. Research is easier now. Nowadays, all you got to do is you Google it and fill your brain up with as much of it. You know what I mean? Google it, get your brain filled up with the wealth of knowledge so that you can do the role justice. Now, my answer is, I don't say I cheat, but I know my lane. Okay. Now, the main difference between my brother and I is I'm an actor. He's an actor. He can do anything. And I mean anything. Now, I may fool you by doing a lot of different roles, but they're still in the same vein. I'm always at least the hero, the tough guy, the good guy, the funny guy, the sidekick, something that I'm close to in real life. I'm going to be the leader. I'm going to be the one that's doing the thing, that I'm not the follower or the guy that falls for it or the guy that gets killed in the movie. No, I'm doing the killing. I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm making sure that I stay in my lane so that I do the role justice. See, there's a lot of misconceptions about Hollywood, and people say you have to do this. Everyone has to put on a dress and wear lipstick. At some role, they always emasculate our black men and their men, and they always do this and that. Man, you ain't have to do none of that, bro. There's no have to. They always feel like this is my one shot. If I don't take it, I'm not going to make it. That's not true. God has a plan for you. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. You don't have to compromise. You don't have to you know, jeopardize your beliefs and your morals just for a role. You know what I mean? And the main reason for me, it's a little more petty. You know, I am a strong Christian and you know, I have a strong faith, and God has got me through way more than I have time to even explain. But at the same time, I'm also a realist. I'm in the streets. I'm not going to do something that I got to explain to somebody later. Like that's just, I ain't got time to try to tell you that it was a role. You know what I mean? And you're going to be sitting there. Now I'm uncomfortable with my lady because you want to make a joke. And now I got to go to be on TMZ or something. Like, you know what I mean? So I keep that in mind. You know what I mean? And when you're starting out, young actors, they think, oh, this is my shot. I got to take it. I got to prove it. I got to prove that I can do everything. No, you know, and that's half of it. The other half is I am a certain type of way. I'm a certain type of man. I'm not going to do certain roles justice. I won't. They'll see me trying and be like, oh, no, that's not even a good job. And why would I go out like that?
Right.
Now I've damaged my brand. Now I've hurt my fans that have come to believe in me. Like one of my favorite actors, if not the favorite actor of all times, is Denzel Washington. I've never seen him let me down, not once. He's done more movies than probably Morgan Freeman. And Morgan Freeman been acting for about 400 years. Like this man has done everything, and not one time have I went, oh, Denzel, no, man, why would you? Not one time. There's got to be a reason for that.
Yeah.
So, you know, to pick your genre, pick a hero and say, I'm going to be like him, and then do your best to do it. That's what Kobe did. Kobe said, Jordan's the best. I'm going to be Jordan. They're like, you copying him, copy my ass. He's the best. Why wouldn't I emulate this man? You know, so you know, that's my answer. I just try to stay consistent with roles that I know I can do justice, and that won't let my fans down.
Well spoken, brother. Well spoken, bro. I know you said earlier on all the things you got cooking in the kitchen. One more time, man. Let everybody know, man, what's going on. Saturday's a TV show. Everything you got going on cooking right now. Let them know right now, baby.
Yeah, man. So follow me on Instagram once again, at Omar Gooding. That's the easiest way to find me. I do have Facebook, TikTok, all that, everything else. But follow me on the gram, and I keep you posted. You know, everybody keep asking about the kids. I make sure I keep it posted too about them on there. I do hip hop. We didn't get to talk a lot about music. You know, my father was a singer, so I dedicated a song called Legacy, which is out right now that you can stream. And I sampled my father's song, Everybody Plays the Fool. That's how it begins. Shout out to Stephen Ellis. Keys the Mogul is what he goes by. But Stephen Keys the Mogul Ellis helped me produce an album that I'm very proud of. It's called Succession. It drops October 19th. It'll be on all streaming platforms. It will include the single Legacy. Shout out to my man Focus, the first album that I did, Focus from Aftermath. It was called The Excuse, which I actually took down now. But 2 singles from that are out as well, which is Swim and Homage. Those are 2 songs that went pretty viral when every time I post one, they go, oh my God, I can't believe you can rap. So you can cop those now. There's 3 singles out now. But the album will drop once again called Succession, mostly produced by Stephen Keys, Keys the Mogul Ellis. You can watch Saturdays on Disney Plus right now. There's 15 streaming episodes. We're getting to the tail end of this strike, so God willing, everything goes well, and we can get started up in this season 2 out in Chicago, because I miss it. We were out there for 6 months filming that thing, and I can't wait to get back out there. I do have a few comedy shows. Once again, follow me on the gram. Click my link in my bio, and you can catch all the tour dates that are on there.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Omar, once again, man, it's been an honor. It's been a blessing to have you, the legend, on the KV show, bro. I'm ecstatic about it, man. I was ecstatic about it. We said gonna do the show, man. That's what's up, baby.
I appreciate you, fam. Keep doing what you do, man. You're doing God's work, man. Getting everybody, giving us a chance and a platform to express ourselves, talk to the youth, educate, tell a little bit about ourselves, promote a little bit. But you're doing the right thing, man. And you're a great interviewer. So you've asked some unique questions. I was able to express myself without saying, "Oh man, why did he ask that?" You know, so good job.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Man, you don't know who you fooling with. God gave me this gift. My father passed it on. I'm using it. This is so relatable. Everybody plays the fool. Even those that are sharper than a tailor suit and gator shoes. Started as a young entertainer, getting paid in full.